2006. Guess who caught wind of her taking the 5-day module? Before we really get into Allison Mack and how she was recruited by NXIVM and her role with NXIVM, her relationship with Keith, etc., you watched the show Smallville. Am I right?
Yes, you would be accurate.
Can you tell the audience a little bit about that show and her role and just how big that show was for the audience members who do not know what Smallville is?
I mean, you remember, so for the audience members, anybody that's watched like the CW type shows nowadays, like the Arrowverse, like Arrow, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Smallville's kind of where it all started. That was the first real big hit that the CW put out. I mean, I think it pretty much predates Supernatural as well at this point.
Yeah, 2001 was the first season.
And I mean, it was basically the origin story of Clark Kent, Superman. So Allison Mack's character, I cannot remember what her name was in the show, but she was essentially the what the young kids would call the pick me girl. She was the best friend of Clark Kent. Very stunning, very, very beautiful woman. Great actress. Lit up the screen whenever she was on it. And for the longest time, what people thought was a really good human. She had a pretty promising career in front of her with this whole, like, I mean, Smallville took off. It was a huge hit. So,
yeah, and I'm glad you say that's a very good explanation of the show. I have watched the show before. It was a little before my time, I will say, but I have rewatched it as an adult a little bit, just for my nerdiness of Superman. And Allison Mack was also in a movie that I grew up watching all the time, and that is Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. So there was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and there was Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves, which was the second movie. And I don't know why it was that, but my sister and I growing up watched that all the time at my dad's, at my grandma's, at my mom's, everyone's house. And I just realized that she was the older sister in that movie. I just realized that a couple of days ago doing research.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
So, yeah. So, again, what Caleb just said, she had such a great career going for her. Smallville was such a big show. And 2006 happened. One of her co-stars, Kristen Kruk, had mentioned NXIVM and the ESP classes, Executive Success Programs, which we talked about in part 1. Allison was interested, said, you know, I want some self-help. I want to better myself. And she was not completely happy with her acting career at the moment.